Howdy folks, TechTexN here, bringing you Subnautica. Now, some of you have already seen a lot of videos online about this. This game's actually been on early release for a while, but I wanted to play some of the stuff they updated, which I didn't even look at the notes, so technically I don't know everything that they've updated since the last time I played, but I've never made a video on this, so I figured I'll just go ahead and do it. So, without further ado, I'm loading up the game that I've been working on. And I've got quite a few things upgraded. So here's the escape pod you typically start in. I was getting sick of this escape pod because you only get this little storage unit here to fit all your stuff in. You get this fabricator to build all your items that are needed, your basic materials that you get from your resources that you get in the ocean. So for those of you who have never played this game, this is basically sort of a future sci-fi. You crash land on an ocean planet. At least I think it's an entirely ocean planet. And you pretty much have to survive. Now, right now I have this set on extremely easy mode, which means I only have to worry about air and health. However, if you go in a more difficult setting, you have to worry about eating and drinking. So you have that. Alright, so you start in this escape pod, and then you can either go directly underwater or you can go to the top. So I'll show you on the top. That's the gigantic ship that crash landed. Now, it was a little more intact, and then later on there's sort of a countdown, and then it has a secondary explosion, which was pretty cool to watch. And as you can see, there's a whole lot of nothing else out here. But the whole point of this game is everything is underwater. So I'm just going to dive right in. Now, this game looks beautiful, and one of the things that I plan on doing in this game is playing with the Oculus Rift. It was working with the Oculus Rift for a short while, but then there were some updates, and then it stopped working again. So I'm not sure what's going on. I've been checking all over online, and for a lot of people it is working. For some people it is not, but from the sounds of it, it's just more updates that need to be released before it can start working again. So we'll find out in the not too distant future. Now, I've already collected a lot of resources, so I'm not going to bother start collecting some of the stuff that's here. But I already have some upgrades. I have 2 high-capacity tanks. The first thing you could build are tanks, and I highly recommend building tanks. It only requires titanium. And then I got the Sea Glide, which helps me get around a little quicker. But using that uses up batteries. So you'll have to make battery using... you have to find copper and then these acid mushrooms. Now, if you're playing on a survival mode, which requires eating food, those acid mushrooms give you a little bit of food. So it's a good way to start off, but you definitely want to catch fish and cook them up and eat them. That will definitely sate your hunger and even take care of some of your thirst, depending on the fish. Alright. So some of the other resources you can gather are these discs that kind of grow out, and some of the coral, like this right here. You can chop off some of these coral tubes and get some of that. And of course, going further down, so as you can see, as you get deeper, you kind of find more stuff to collect. As you can see, there's those glowing yellow things, which are seeds, and that's how you can make your lubricant. And you could even chop off some of the seaweed if you make a knife, so you can make health packs. So I'm going to skip ahead and show you when it gets really interesting. So I've started building a habitat. It's hardly started really at all, mainly because I'm trying to build other things before I even get too much into the habitat. But you know, you build these off in sections, and I built a hatch and of course a base for it to sit on. And you actually have to build these hatches here because you can have floods if you're deep enough, and you build these windows, and if they're not the reinforced windows or anything like that, you'll get leaks, and next thing you know, the thing fills up with water. I've not had that happen. That's just what I read. So you definitely want to have those doors. But the real fun begins in the submarine. Now, this is the Cyclops, And what's cool about this is it's a gigantic submarine that you can drive around And you can pretty much make it a home base if you wanted to. You can build storage lockers inside. In fact, you could even see them through the window right there. I have 2 big storage lockers. I have an analyzer, a workbench, and on the bottom floor I have my doodad to make other stuff. What's it called? The fabricator. There you go. So inside here I can also do my resources. So I pretty much abandoned the escape pod because you can't drive the escape pod anywhere. You're just kind of stuck with it. But I decided, you know, in order to build these stuff inside, you need this little guy right here, which is your builder, which is under tools, I believe. Yep, there it is. So you need a computer chip and a battery. So you definitely want to get that going so you could build other things. Now, you'll probably notice that if you were starting off, you don't see all these recipes. Well, you kind of have to build up to those recipes. Finding certain resources and also building other items kind of unlock these. But not only that, but finding things in the ocean, such as these little locker looking things. Now, these are fragments of different items that I had to build, like the Seamoth. I think all these are Seamoth fragments. Oh yeah, so there's a workbench fragment, and then you have to analyze those in order to build them yourself. I mean, you still need the resources to build them, but yes, they are there. And you can also choose your color scheme for your ship, and you can even name it. I gave it the most appropriate name I could think of. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Of course, it still says board the Cyclops, but we'll call it the Cyclops class submarine. Now, the first time you build the submarine, you could pretty much go to a safe depth of 100 meters. However, anything below that becomes unsafe, and I think the crush depth is about 150 or 200 meters. I think it's 200. I can't remember what it was to begin with. However, I've upgraded the submarine since then. And you could do that in this engine room. There's a little panel on one side. It's not on the other, so if you don't see it here, don't freak out. Just walk around, go to the other side. And you can add some upgrades that you'll later be able to get the recipe for. In this case, I found the hull reinforcement module piece. I had that analyzed, and now I'm able to build it. And I just put 3 of those suckers on. So now my maximum depth, oh gosh, what is it? Let me see. If I remove it and then add it, my safe depth is 700 and crush depth is 800. Now, that I don't believe that's accurate, because when I attempted to go to certain depths, it gave me a warning at a different depth. Again, this is an early release, so they probably haven't fully built that in yet to work properly. I would like to go deeper in this thing. You know what? I might try it in this video and we'll see what happens. Okay, and this guy is something you really want, and this is the Seamoth. The Seamoth is the sort of miniature sub that you can take to do a little bit of driving around. Now, I do have full energy. It charges inside the sub.
All systems online.
And to be honest, I don't remember the maximum depth. And you can jump out at any point. You can replace the power cell, so you can actually build a power cell and replace it while you're out there. But I'm trying to figure out if there's a way of actually upgrading the Seamoth, because it'd be nice if I can upgrade this thing for it to handle a greater depth. But right now I'm not seeing that. They may incorporate it, I'm not sure. Again, I haven't really read on it to find out. And it is nice that you can store this sucker in the Cyclops. And to just store it, you just approach it and slowly and nicely park it. It's pretty much automatic. Alright, with that said, let's take a look around. We'll take a tour of the ocean a little bit. I don't think it makes a difference to open or close those, but it makes it easy to access my lockers. So I have more resources in there. I had the constructor. You need the constructor to build this submarine, by the way. So you want to build that on your replicator. So you definitely need that. I just now built the terraformer recently, so I haven't really played with that too much, but basically it is what it says it is. You can build and destroy terrain. So you have to collect the sand if you want to place sand or whatever, or rock, or whatever that's out there. And then the current generator. Now, the current generator is not electrical current, it's water current. So it generates a strong water current to push something away. So I haven't played with that too much, but I'm trying to think of any good reason to have it. I guess I'll find out soon enough. Alright, so, of course, I click on it, it turns me around. I really cannot wait to get the Oculus working on this, because it will look very, very, very awesome. I hear from the people who do have it working, well, I watch the videos of those who have it working, and they say it is totally amazing, and it's certainly as good as some of the AAA titles. Now, it got darker because it's turning night. I didn't really go any deeper, but it does actually get darker the deeper I go. Now, I'm going to kind of swing right because there's a canyon over there, but it's kind of blocked by some high terrain, so I'm just kind of going around it. Hopefully I won't crash into anything. I am kind of driving a big submarine, and as you can see, the there we go, we can see a little more there. Yeah, and they got big fish in this game, so you want to be careful. I can't say that I've seen every type of fish, but yeah, there are some that are not safe to be around. Now, if you're thinking of approaching the crashed ship, you have to build a radiation suit because it's leaking radiation. But even with the radiation suit, if you approach it, there's a very, 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 very dangerous fish. Fish is not even the right word. It's like a very dangerous whale that will come after you. It can outrun you, and it's bigger, stronger, and all that. So you definitely don't want to take him on. All right, so I'm at 90 meters. I've been going down slowly, trying to pay attention to where I'm going. Following this ridge on the right. Ah, here we go. I'm at 100 meters. Again, I have
Caution.
So yeah.
Safe depth.
So the safe depth means that if I collide with anything, it'll do damage to my ship. But I'm pretty safe from colliding anything. But it said 125. My safe depth is supposed to be like 700. So, something's not right. Now I saved my game, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the plunge. At least I hope. If blowing up the Cyclops and it forces me to save it, I'm just going to be royally upset. I think I'll be okay. Okay, I see the seabed right there. I have to be careful not to crash my tail into anything. But at the same time...
Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Hull damage imminent. Really? I shouldn't, so I'm going to keep going down. Oh dear, what's going to happen? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so yeah, you see those guys over there. They're dangerous, but they really want to attack the ship. At least I haven't had them attack the submarine yet. Keyword, yet. I love how they have these just floating islands under the sea here. Alright, I gotta be real careful. It's easy to get a little overzealous and then go real fast. Now, I've already swam to the bottom, but it was kind of dangerous because those guys were everywhere. But I think the depth that I reached was some 500 some odd meters. But that was outside the submarine. Oh my gosh, I can't see anything. See, it kind of makes me want to go forward so I can at least see some structure. So there's a cliffside. Oh gosh, I can't really see too well. Ooh. Okay, I thought I saw lithium, but lithium's not that big. Alright, I'm at 420 meters. So you see, I haven't really... Whoa. Hold on. Okay, so there's the ground. So I'm gonna have to pull out a little bit. Wow, this is deep. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, so here you can see there's a volcanic vent down there. And I think there's more than one. Okay, so there's one of those doodads. I don't want to collide with that. That is a very big one right there. I don't know if that vent's going to affect my submarine. Whoa, okay. There's a vent right under me, right there. Alright, to the right, I see that. Wow. Alright, so it's about as deep as this area goes, but I'm definitely going to explore some more areas to see what I can find. And what's nice is I could pretty much stop anywhere and just walk around my ship, work on stuff. But that's not to say I won't get attacked by a larger fish, like the one that's nearby the ship, the crash ship. So I'm definitely going to try some other things in this game. So far, it's a lot of fun. I think this game makes it really good for exploring because it kind of helps you step up to a different level, well, more like step down to another level of discovery. Every time you go down another 100 meters, you're kind of in a whole other world. So yeah, I think I've pretty much explored everything in this area. Now the problem is ascending in this area is not going to be fun because of all those floating islands, so probably not going to stick around. What I will probably do though is check out some of these vents. Actually, I'm going to take a look down here. Now, of course, at other depths, you also get different resources, so it does make it worth your while. Alright, let's see if I'll survive any. I got a diamond knife and a heated knife, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know why there's bubbles coming off that. I'm assuming it's supposed to be when I don't have it. It's supposed to be when I'm in the water. Okay. I'm probably not going to take the Seamoth because I don't know what depths the Seamoth can handle. Okay, now these fish are not unusual. I see them everywhere. What are these guys doing? Hey, quit congregating around my... Alright. So far, I'm not finding much in the way of resources. I wonder if I dig if I'll find anything. Nope, can't even dig the sand. Oh, hello. Gotta watch out for them. Man, those guys are everywhere down here. That's the problem. Now, you can outrun them if you pull out this guy, but I don't recommend swimming. In fact, I have upgraded fins, so... Oh, good. Ooh, is that something I could use? No, of course not. Yeah. Can't cut that up. Hello. Gotta always know where my exit is. I have no idea if this will kill me. Woo! I gotta admit, that's pretty cool. Uh-oh. Gotta make sure I don't get... Oh... Well, there's some dead fish down there, so I imagine it's not a good idea to be hanging around there. Yeah, I heard that. He may be chasing me. Woo! Hey, hey, hey. There we go. So there you have it. That's sort of this game in a nutshell. Not too much to it yet. Well, at least I haven't seen as much to it yet. I bet you there's more. I just haven't explored enough. I haven't had time. which, yeah, I'll probably make other announcements in later videos of what's going on in my life, where I'm taking things. It's been a pretty big radical change recently, and I'll go over that later on. However, just letting you know, I am not gone. I am still sticking around. I'm still planning on doing some videos for Banished and the mods, and of course revisiting all those early release games that need more updates. That takes time. And of course, everybody's favorite out of my series, the Life is Feudal. I really want to get back into that, but right now, I'm kind of looking at the estimated time that I'll even remotely get back into that, and it probably won't be until around, probably close to a year from now. I know that seems like a long time, but it's going to come sooner than we think. There's a lot of games out there to look at, so it won't be that bad of a wait. So I think I'm going to end the video there. So you guys take a look at this game. It's not bad. It's a bit of fun. One thing I find lacking in this game is multiplayer. It'd make a really good multiplayer game if just each player had a beacon so you can find each other. Don't know so much about the along the lines of PvP, although that might make it interesting. But yeah, it's still a really good game, so I recommend checking it out. And with that said, let's get to the surface. Come on, 250, it's getting brighter. 220. 180. Who cares about having to decompress? I'm a tough human being. I can take it. 50 meters approaching. There we go. And surface. It'd be nice if it made a big splash when I did that. I think that would make it a lot better and make a more dramatic exit. But anyways, with that said, y'all come back now, you hear? Bye. Uh-oh.